Hello, everyone, and I am back. So I think, hi, Steve, hi, La Flame. So I think a lot of us here already know Critical Beauty just joined us, and okay, because we are going to be talking with Critical Beauty, all-time photography. Hello, hi,
Hi,
Rafa.
can you see me?
Yes, I can see you.
How are you? Okay. Is it better?
I think so. I think it's better.
Okay, that's good.
So I think we are going to start all over. Could you kindly introduce yourself to our audience and everyone watching right now?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Rafa Delphin. I'm the director of Critical Beauty, which is a pageant website based in the United States of America. It's been in existence for almost 17 years, and my website features any news related to the world of pageantry. I am also a pageant coach. I help young women prepare in their respective pageants. I help them with their walking, with hair and makeup, with interview, choosing the best gown and wardrobe, everything. So I've been a fan of pageants since I was a little boy, maybe 8 or 9 years old, and I remember I had a collection of international dolls, and I would line them up and pretend that I was a judge of a pageant, and I would select the winner. And one day I would select Miss Brazil as Miss Universe, and then the second day I would select Miss South Africa as Miss World, and then the following day I would select Miss USA as Miss International. So yeah, and I still have the
Oh my.
dolls even today. So yes, I'm a very big pageant fan, and I just love anything related to pageants. So yeah, that's how I got
Oh
started.
my. I wish I was devoted to pageants like you from childhood, though. That's nice. That's an inspiration. So, what inspired you to create? What is the inspiration behind Critical Beauty? Could you tell us a little before we went
Yeah,
into the main topics?
sure. Actually, the original name of my website, I think there's some people who know the history of Critical Beauty. The original name was actually Miss Universe Critic, because I
Oh,
used to
wow.
criticize and analyze Miss Universe pageants. But in 2004, I sort of started getting interested in other pageants besides Miss Universe. So I dropped the name Miss Universe Critic, and it became more inclusive, and it just became Critical Beauty. So you have the word critical, which refers to me as a pageant critic, and beauty, which refers to beauty pageants. So I combined both words, and now it's Critical Beauty. So it's been that name since for 11, maybe what, 15 years? Almost, actually 17 years, I'm sorry. Yeah. So I just, and now I have my Instagram account. I also started my YouTube channel, Critical Beauty Salon. I started last May 2019. So
Oh,
if anybody's
nice.
interested in anything related to pageants, I invite everyone to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Critical Beauty Salon.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you so much. So, Rafa will be talking about two topics today, and I would like to you to first of all share to our audience what do you think
Mhm.
about moral marginalization of African beauty queens in international pageants? Like, what do you think about it, and what can you advise us about it or tell us about it?
Well, it's a very complicated issue because I know that, I mean, in the olden days, it was very difficult for beauty queens to compete in international pageants because,
Very
first
true.
of all, the economics behind it. Many of these, Black contestants come from from backgrounds that have very low economic status. So it's very hard for them to be able to find sponsors to help them with their preparation, in their international pageant. So that's one issue. The second issue is, of course, culture and the social aspect. And I've never been to Africa, but I've read somewhere that even in certain countries or certain cultures in Africa, there is what they say colorism. I don't know if you've heard of that word, colorism,
Yes.
which is basically discrimination against other Black people within the same Black community, depending on shade of their skin tone.
Of
So
their
in
skin
other
tone.
words, the darker your skin is, the darker your skin is, the less you are appreciated, perhaps, by other Black people that have much lighter skin. And there's a very long history of colorism, in Africa, and not just in Africa, but also in the United States. And I think people tend to confuse colorism with discrimination. They're not necessarily the same thing. Because when you discriminate against, let's say against a Black, let's say I'm white, or a brown person discriminate against a black person, that would be total discrimination based on racial differences. Whereas with colorism is that Black people are actually discriminating against each other based on the lightness of their skin or the darkness of their skin. So with that in mind, I think it's very, very difficult for Black girls with real Black charcoal skin to be able to compete successfully in events. And let's be honest. Okay, let's be honest. Majority of Africans would probably prefer to send a lighter skinned Black girl to international pageants. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I do agree. I do agree. I do.
Why?
I think it is the whole idea we have had with regards to what beauty queens go out there and come back and tell us. So, because people sending beauty queens for international pageants, for example, have never been there by themselves. But they try to inquire and ask questions from Black beauty queens who have been there. I think that's the only way they get their responses, and it's the only way they can carry out survey about what actually happens there. So I'm thinking and I'm guessing that the feedback they get is what actually plays with their ideology of who they would love to send them. Because the truth is, every country wants to be well represented and every country wants to be on the map. So they are trying to send the best of the country to represent them, knowing that the best will put them on the map. So basically, it's the notion that we have had implanted from people who have been there. Yes, because there is a saying that we learn from experiences, and hearing other people's experiences, that is how we feel at that moment. And we are hoping that same thing should not happen to other representatives. So the organization or the country's direction of that pageant prefers to send that skin tone, hoping that she does not face the same or have the same experiences like the previous person that went for another pageant.
Yeah, that I agree. I think it's also a question of marketability. I think in Africa, Black girls with lighter skin sell better, the most number of products rather than Black skin girls, and thus you have a high percentage of young women who are actually using skin whitening products in Africa, but also all over the world, in India, in the Philippines, these skin whitening products are very popular. Why? Because again, they think that if you have a fair skin, you're automatically considered beautiful and preferable. And whereas, the darker your skin is, the more the society associates you with maybe with the lower class or with a working class, and anybody who's working under, who's a farmer, or he spends most of the time, working in the sun, your skin gets darker the more you're exposed to the sun. So a lot of people,
Yes.
especially in the upper economic class, look down on people in the lower class because of the color of their skin. So that needs to stop. But the question is, how do you make that stop? Of course, education. If you're a parent, you need to educate your children to love
Yes.
themselves, to be confident about themselves, what God has given them. This is me, this is the color of my skin, God created me as such, therefore I should be proud of anything that God has given me. God is perfect, he doesn't make any mistakes, so I need to embrace everything that God has given me. Now, that sounds beautiful, that sounds sweet, but
Yes.
honestly, I don't think a lot of people believe that. I mean, they're going
Yeah,
to
that's
do
true.
anything in their power. They're going to do anything in their power to make their skin lighter anyway, because of peer pressure, because this is what society demands of them, etc. So it's very, very hard to be able to remove all these stereotypes, all these misconceptions about Black beauty. And also, I realized too that the modeling industry is more accepting and more tolerant of really, really dark-skinned girls compared to beauty pageants. You know why?
You are right.
Because black, you know what I mean? Because black-skinned girls, well, modeling is all about the selling the clothes, selling accessories and products and whatnot. Whereas the beauty pageants focus more on the girl herself, on her personality, on her charisma, on her intelligence, on her talents, etc. But with the modeling industry, they focus more on the clothes that the model wears. But when you look at like dark skin models, let's say, I don't know, do you know Alec Wack? She's one of my favorite supermodels. She's from Sudan. She has really very dark charcoal skin. And I think she's one of the most beautiful, beautiful supermodels that I've seen, because her complexion is just it's just very, very charcoal. It is very unique. It's very, very rare. But you don't see that kind of skin tone in international pageants. And you wonder, I think, again, there's this misconception that a dark skin, a charcoal skin Black girl will never do well in beauty pageants. And you know what? That's true. That is true. And I think that needs to change. Yeah. However, you cannot really force judges or whoever is going to pick the winner to select the winner based on the color of the skin. The judges
Very
need to
true.
go, they need to see beyond. They need to go
Beyond your
they
skin
need to see
tone.
beyond the skin tone. They need to consider,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. They need to consider the personality of the contestant, etc., and the way she speaks, the way she expresses herself, etc. So yeah, so there's a lot of things that we as human beings need to unlearn, such as colorism, racial discrimination, prejudice. And I think we live in a much better world now, where everybody's much more tolerant. I mean, granted, there are other societies that are less tolerant than others, but I think humans in general are far more tolerant this time. So, which is good. Do you agree?
Okay. Thank you so much. And something you said about being confident, like a lot of people actually being confident about themselves, but not everyone. In fact, 90% of those who say this do not believe it. And that is where the problem comes from. Everyone can say, I am beautiful. Everyone can say, I love my skin tone. Everyone can say, I like the way I am made. I love the way my skin is made. But 90% of everyone who says this do not believe it. And that's where the problem comes from. Because you have to believe what you say. I think even in international pageants, one of the criteria is that judges look through you, and what you have to offer to the public should be something from your heart. It should not be something you memorize because you want to win, but it should be something that when you talk, they can see it through your eyes, and feel it from your heart that this is something that you have always
Mm-hmm.
loved to do. So if, for example, you're saying that I love
Mm-hmm.
that I am, or I love that I am light skinned, and you do not believe it, that is where more criticism comes from outside. And I think you cannot develop a thick skin to criticism when you have, or you do not believe that you are unique and you are beautiful the way you are made. So thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have another
You're
question for
welcome.
you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I have another question. Now, talking about skin tone, you know, there is an evolution in the lightening skin industry, and there are a lot of people actually bleaching themselves right now. I don't know, probably for personal reasons or not, but what do you have to tell Africans, blacks, everyone with a dark skin tone? What do you have to tell us about our skin tone, and what do you have to tell us with regards to the evolution of the lightening skin industry in general?
Well, I don't have any issue with with anyone, regardless of their race or skin tone, to improve themselves, to improve their looks. If they feel like if they feel that using a skin whitening product will raise their confidence level or they raise their self-esteem, then go ahead, do it. However, do do it safely, because there are many bleaching products out there, or skincare products for that matter, that contain very dangerous chemicals and like cancerous, carcinogenic substances. And educate yourself before purchasing something. Read the ingredients, do some research. What could this particular substance could cause to your skin, or even to your whole being. So do your research and then go ahead and purchase this product if you think it's very, very safe. Ask people around, ask other people who have used this product. Is it safe? Is it good? What are the results, etc. So fine, if you think it can make you a better person from a superficial level, go ahead and do it. However, don't abuse it, okay? Because a lot of people also abuse uh, skin whitening products to the point of you can't even tell their original skin tone anymore because they look so white, you know? And, you know, to me, that's more like bordering an obsession. You cannot obsess with using skincare products because it's not very healthy mentally and also physically. So yeah, if you can afford it, go ahead, do it. But don't do it just because other people say so. Do it because you think it would be
You
best for
want
you.
to?
That's it. Yeah, because you want to. Don't
Okay.
force other people. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so with regards to the two topics, I think we have all heard your contribution, but do you have any other thing you want to tell our audience in general?
Well, I think I've never been to Cameroon, and I've always wanted. I've never been to Africa, for that matter. I've always wanted to go to Africa. But if I were to visit Africa, I would. My first country to visit would be Cameroon. Um,
You
you have a
should come.
wonderful
You should
national
come.
director, Vanessa. Vanessa, are you listening, Vanessa? Hi, honey. Vanessa, she's wonderful national director, and I think she really cares about her girls. She really loves, her girls. I think she's doing a very good job directing the Miss Cameroon organization committee.
Yes, she is.
And
Yes,
yeah, I would love to visit Cameroon.
but
Et
she's
je
always
parle
afraid of the
français.
camera. She's always afraid of the camera. I think one day I'm going to post her picture on the official page.
Anything else? So I wish you good
Okay,
luck. And you have
Raf,
what? You have over a year to prepare to complete that?
thank you so much, Rafa. Thank you so much for your contribution. I think a lot of us have learned and had your
You're
own
welcome.
opinion about pageantry and about bleaching, and we are so happy and excited to have heard you talk to us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Vanessa,
Be
okay,
sure to
so
save this
Vanessa is
video.
sorry.
Yeah, save this video.
I can't hear you.
Yes, save this video. Hold on. Save this video.
Rafa, I think the connection. I think. Oh, okay. I will. I definitely will. I will save the video.
Okay.
Thank you again so much, and I'm going to be receiving Miss Senegal in some minutes.
All right. Talk to you later. Good luck.
So see. Thank you.